Hello, Stitchy friends! How's everybody doing? Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, and Winston and I are back. We are back from vacation, back from some time away, and yeah, here to give the next Flosstube update. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Andrew. This is my dog Winston, and this is the Runner Stitcher, a channel where I primarily talk about my cross-stitch journey, but also a little bit about running, a little bit about life, and yeah, just kind of what's going on with me. So if you're new here, welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad you stopped by to check it out. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your time and coming back to check me out. I really appreciate it and just love sharing this craft with all of you. And that was solidified even more in the past couple weeks, which I will share in a little bit. But this community is just amazing, and I've met so many great friends and so many people through doing this, and I'm just so grateful. So I have a lot to share with you today. Winston is probably going to get bored of me talking, but I have a lot to share. So I'm going to start this off by just giving a little update of the past couple weeks of what I've been up to, both with running and just life in general. And then I will do the giveaways from the last video. So I've got those winners picked, so stay tuned for that if you entered. And then we'll get into the cross stitching. So this might be a little bit of a longer one today. We'll see how it goes. But so the first thing I wanted to jump into was a little bit about my running experience the past couple weeks. So as you know, the last time I spoke to you, the long run I had of 17 miles went pretty rough, and I was pretty much exhausted by the day I did it. It was tough. So since then I've had two more long runs. I had one 18-miler while I was on vacation in California, and that one actually went really well. I was able to run on a trail around, I think it was called Folsom Lake, and I ran right on the Johnny Cash Trail right by Folsom Prison. So that was pretty cool and got some great views. I happened to see a coyote along the way, which was kind of fun and kind of scary all at the same time. Are you done already? You want to get down? Okay. He's done today. Yeah, so that one actually went really well. I felt really good afterwards and felt like my time was pretty good. I wasn't exhausted like the 17-miler, so it felt good to be on vacation and still have energy and kind of be able to do things. So that one went really great. And then apart from the long run on vacation, I also did some runs at Lake Tahoe, where we spent a few days kind of relaxing and on vacation. And the views of that run, I just love it so much. There's a trail right by the spot we stay at, and just views of the lake, views of the mountains. It was beautiful. I'll try to pop in some pictures of what I was seeing on my run. But yeah, just really great, really lovely trail. The elevation was no joke, so I definitely felt that, and it was kind of hilly, so I felt that as well. But all in all, good training, and it was so nice and cool in the mornings. It was probably down into the upper 40s, lower 50s in the morning, so it was perfect to run in. And then it would heat up to 80, 82 in the day. So it was great weather to be at the beach anyway. So that was a lot of fun. And then since I've been back, I had my first 20-mile training run. And so I'm training for the Chicago Marathon, as you know, and in the training program I'm doing, there are two basically big long runs, two 20-miler runs. I did my first one this past weekend, and then there's another one in 2 weeks. And it went fairly well. I struggled through the end of it. I was feeling really tired. My legs were really tired. I don't know if I was still sort of on California time, so getting up early was even tougher, and that's kind of slowed me down. But my energy level was fine afterwards. It's just my legs were really sore. So I'm still a little recovering from that, but all in all, it went well. For the Chicago Marathon, I don't really have a goal time in mind. I sort of know where I'm at in my running journey, and I know that I'm not going to beat my best marathon time, which was a couple years ago when I was really fast. So I just want to enjoy it. I just want to have fun, see the city, and enjoy the marathon. So all in all, I was happy with how the 20-miler went, even though I was really struggling at the end and my legs were really sore. So on to the next one, and there's always a chance that the next 20-miler will go really well and I'll feel even better. and even more prepared for the marathon, whatever may come. So that was sort of my running journey the past couple months. So I've got, like I said, I have another 20 miler in 2 weeks, and that sorry if you can hear the yelling. I don't know what's going on with my neighbors. Hold on. Okay, I think they're done yelling. If it keeps up, I'll have to close the window. Okay, I closed the window. Hopefully that will stop the noise. So that's about all with my running journey right now. And yeah, we're about a month out from the Chicago Marathon, so I'm getting really excited to go. And a couple of my friends are meeting us there, and we'll be able to, I'm running the race with one of them, so it's going to be a good time. I'm really excited, and we're getting close. So I've only got one more long run, and then my runs start kind of tapering down until the end. So almost there. But yeah, that's a little bit about my running. And then, so vacation, we just had a wonderful time. So we went to visit my boyfriend's family in just outside of Sacramento, and it had just a great time. It was his dad's birthday, so we were all together to celebrate his dad's birthday. Then we went to Tahoe for about 4 nights, 5 days, and that was just glorious. We had such a good time. And his family came and joined for parts of it here and there, which was really nice. So all in all, it was just a really, really lovely trip. Lots going on. So I'll try to put some pictures in here of the trip as I go, as I'm talking, just so you can kind of see what all we did and got into. But I thought I would share a little bit from our Tahoe trip. I've been watching Chris, the camping stitcher, and if you're not watching her, definitely go check her out. She's got great projects, and she's a lot of fun to listen to. And also she includes a camping story at the end of some of her videos. So this is not going to compare to her camping stories, but I figured I'd throw one of mine in the mix. And this wasn't even camping. We stayed at a hotel. But so here's my little camping story. Chris, I hope I'm doing it justice. But we arrived in Lake Tahoe the first day, and we went straight to the beach, spent the whole day at the beach, and we didn't end up getting back until about 10:30 at night, because there is a little kind of live music or show venue that's right by the beach that we go to. And it just so happened that it was their last night of performances, and they had the Reno Jazz Orchestra there performing live. So my boyfriend and I decided to stay for the concert, just the two of us, and we had a lovely concert as the sun was setting over Lake Tahoe, and just a really, really great time. So we stayed at the beach much longer than we were expecting, which meant we didn't get to the hotel until after dark. It was probably about 10:30 when we arrived at the hotel. So I went into the front desk and got us checked in, got our keys and everything. And just as I was about to come out of the lobby, my boyfriend stopped me and said, "I think the raccoons are out." And we've stayed at this hotel before, and we know that there are raccoons that live sort of underneath the hot tub of the hotel area, and they get a little crazy at night, and you hear them scurrying around, and you hear their sounds and stuff. So I was like, oh my goodness, they're out. And so we walk outside of the lobby into the like outdoor area, and all of a sudden we hear this growling and this like snarling, like something's fighting. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is that? I didn't know what it was. I was like, is that a bear? So both him and I ran to the car as fast as we could. It probably looked hilarious. And we saw like these shadows running off on the side. I was like, oh my goodness, the raccoons are fighting with something. I have no idea what that was. So we hop in the car, we're safe. Our room was on the opposite side of the street. So we crossed the street into the parking lot across the street, and our room was all the way at the one end. So we thought, we'll just park at that end. But when we went to park there, we noticed that that's where all the trash was. And we were like, we don't really want to park by the trash when there could be like wild animals or who knows what here. So we had already sort of parked in, so we were kind of backing out to turn the other direction and park the other direction. When we turned the other direction, I looked ahead and I said, oh my goodness, there is a bear. And sure enough, there was a bear about 6 parking spaces in front of us in the parking lot, just kind of walking from the edge of the parking lot to the road, like towards the road. And both of us just kind of froze. It was one of those moments where we didn't even take pictures because we didn't even like think to take a picture with our phone. We were just kind of in the moment. And it was so scary because the bear was huge. I think it was a brown bear and it was big. But at the same time, the bear was so cute. And it wasn't bothered by us at all. It was just kind of moseying along. Its little paws were walking like this and didn't even look at us. But it kind of freaked us out. And we were like, this hotel, the rooms just go out into the outside. There's no like indoor hallway or anything like that. So the door to our room just went right outside. So in order to get to our room, we had to run across the parking lot into our room. And now we were thinking, oh my goodness, there's a bear there. What are we going to do? So we decided to follow the bear, or at least see where it was going. And so we kind of pulled up slowly around the corner and tried to follow it. By the time we turned the corner, because we were going so slow, it was already gone. We had heard before that sometimes the bear likes to come onto the property. And so we're like, let's go back to the main entrance and just see if it's there anywhere. So we go back to the main entrance, and as we're pulling in the parking lot there, we see a giant coyote crossing the parking lot. And let me tell you, this is all within the span of like 10 minutes max. So in all this time, we heard raccoons fighting, which we now think they were fighting with the coyote over something. And that's what the growling came from, was from the coyote. But we saw raccoons fighting with something. We saw a bear, a big bear, like 6 parking spots away from us, just out in the wild. And we saw a coyote. By the time we got to our room and like settled down, my adrenaline was pumping so much, I just could not stop talking. I was like, that bear was crazy. I've never seen a bear that close in real life. It was nuts. So that is my little camping story. It was a lot, but it was really fun. And we came to find out that the bear is kind of known in that area of South Lake Tahoe. The hotel has given him a name. His name is Charlie. And he usually just comes out at night and gets his food, and then he lives in kind of the tunnels along the side of the road. And so we didn't actually see him again a second time, but some other members of our party in Andrew's family saw the bear a different night when we weren't around, and they got a picture. So if I have that, I'll try to pop it in here. But it was just a crazy experience and really cool to see all this wildlife in nature and to realize how big the bear actually is and how small you are compared to it. But also how cute it is and how you just want to go up and give it a hug. So anyway, yeah, that's my little camping story. Chris, I hope you enjoyed it and I did it justice. But yeah, we had just a really lovely time on vacation and just got some time to relax and enjoy the time away from work and the time away from the city. And yeah, really, really lovely time. So also on my trip, I got to have a lovely meetup that I was really hoping would happen. And we just weren't sure with the timing of everything and everything we had planned with the trip to see my boyfriend's family and everything. But I got to meet up with Sarah from SammyStitches Spot. And it was incredible. I mentioned earlier that solidified why I love this community so much, and it really did. So my boyfriend and I drove down. She is about 2 hours south of where my boyfriend's parents live, and so we drove down and met halfway at a small town called Sutter Creek, and it was one of those like old Western towns where, you know, there's like 3 restaurants and only one of them was open on a Tuesday kind of thing. But so lovely to meet Sarah and felt like we had just been friends forever. It was just so easy to sit down and chat with her about life, about stitching. And yeah, we really enjoyed it and had a great time. So I'll put some pictures in here while I'm talking. But Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come meet us and spend some time with us. I will cherish that memory forever and really, really appreciate it. She also surprised me, of course, with a little gift, and that is this amazing, lovely bag that she made. Now, I don't know if you've been watching her channel, but she has been making bags like this, and They're wild and I love it. It's so cute. She put these butterflies on here, and yeah, I just love the fabric, pink and purple. And then inside the fabric, well, you got this lime green zipper, and then you got this green fabric inside, and it's just amazing. And so she blessed me not only with this bag, which I really appreciate. That was so thoughtful, Sarah. But she also gave me one of the Teresa Winsler charts that I don't have yet, but I've always wanted to stitch up. And that is Stroke of Midnight, which this is Teresa Winsler's Cinderella chart, basically. And yeah, I was floored when I pulled this out of the bag, because I have been eyeing this chart for a long time and just hadn't gotten around to buying it yet. And so I was just thrilled that she thought to give this to me, which was amazing. She also gave me some other charts, which I will probably stitch up some, and maybe I'll use some for giveaways as well. She also gave me some other charts, and one of which was the birthday fairies, which there is a fairy for every month of the year. And I think August is this one right here. So I will probably try to stitch that up at some point. I think Cam the Stitcher actually just had this as well, and was talking about stitching this up. I believe it was her in her latest videos, so that was fun. I was like, oh my goodness, I just got that. I just saw this chart. So that was really cool. And then Sarah also gave me this, which is Fairies, 6 Magical Designs. And I absolutely love this one on the cover with the deer and the fox. It's so fitting for coming back from Tahoe. And yeah, just really great. So Sarah, thank you so much for all the stitchy kindness. I really appreciate it. And I absolutely love this wild bag, and cannot wait to find a project to put in here and yeah, get that going. So anyway, that was just one of those meetups that I was so happy that it worked out and we got to spend some time in real life together and just enjoy each other's company and hang out. We're definitely going to do it again. I don't know if it'll become a yearly thing or not, but we definitely want to meet up again in the future. And yeah, maybe we'll get some stitching time together in the future. So Sarah, again, thank you so much for taking the time to meet up with us. Okay, so I think is that everything from my trip and from running? I think so. So let's jump a little bit into cross stitch now. So first of all, I just wanted to give a little shout out to Cross Stitch the Globe, to Stephanie and Allison. They just hit their 1-year mark on Flosstube, and that is incredible. Congratulations, girls. Thank you so much for sharing your art, and they have given so much back to the community, not only with their Flosstube videos, but also just all the little tutorials and instruction videos that they've put out there. I think if I was a new stitcher now and I stumbled across them, it would be so helpful just to break down everything from what's fabric, what's floss, what's a Q-snap, all that kind of thing that we all have to learn on our journey. So thank you so much for doing all of that, and congratulations on 1 year on Flosstube. That's amazing. I also wanted to, the giveaway. So last time on my channel, I did a giveaway for 2 patterns. I've got them right here. The first one was Goals Only, designed by Gail Busey. That is this lovely little Halloween pattern here. And so I said if you wanted to win this pattern, to use the word goals. And the winner of this pattern is Michelle Caping Johnson 4564. I'll put your comment here, your winning comment, but Michelle, you are the winner of this pattern. So if you could go ahead and send me an email to therunnerstitcher@gmail.com, and I will be sure to get this in the mail to you, and hopefully it'll arrive in time for Halloween and you can maybe get this started or stitched up. So Michelle, congratulations. The second pattern I was giving away was Happy Halloween from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This cute little pattern here. It's adorable. And I said to use the word happy, and the winner of this one is Coasty Mom 13. So I'll put your comment up here as well. Coasty Mom 13, you are the winner of Happy Halloween. So if you could do the same and send me an email to therunnerstitcher@gmail.com, and I will be happy to put this in the mail to you as well. Thank you to everybody who entered the giveaway. It was just a fun way to sort of give a little bit back to all of you guys. Okay, so I am going to pause real quick and kind of get regrouped, and then we'll move into all of my cross stitching. Okay, so the first thing I have to share with you, I am super, super excited to share this. So let's jump into the FFOs. Now, if you have been watching my channel, you know that I've mentioned a couple times that I was hoping to learn how to make a pillow using a sewing machine while I was on my vacation in California. And that is because my boyfriend's dad he uses the sewing machine all the time and he's really, really talented at it. And I thought, what better way than to have him sort of sit down with me and show me how to use the sewing machine. And he did, which I was super, super grateful for. So if you remember, I had stitched up a test pattern just to do a test pillow to see how it was all going to turn out in case we had any, snafus or it didn't work out. So that pattern is now a pillow. And that is You're the Babam. I think this was by Son of a Stitch, maybe. It was a free pattern. It could have been for the Flosstober, I think, where they design a new pattern every single day. I'm not sure if it was from that last year, but anyway, thought this was such a cute little pattern from the Mario world. And yeah, I stitched it up basically just to make a small pillow, and here it is. It's a cute little small pillow. So a couple of things that we learned while making this pillow was, first of all, we left the opening on the side here instead of at the bottom. I think if I'm making another one, I will definitely leave it at the bottom. And because I think it just shows up a little bit more if it's on the side. Also, this was my first time sort of sewing this together. So you can see I did not do a very good job. And you can see almost all of the stitches there that are supposed to be hidden but are not hidden. And that's okay. This is my first pillow. This was the test, and that's fine. But I learned a lot from doing this, and I'm definitely glad I had this first. And yeah, so I used just this black velvet backing. So it's super soft and super cute. And I also wanted to say that I watched a lot of pillow making tutorials, and the one I kept going back to was by Helen D. If you're not watching Helen D, definitely go check out her Flosstube. She is an amazing stitcher. She has so many great projects going, but she also does a lot of tutorials of how to finish things, and one of them was how to make a pillow, how to finish it into a pillow. And I must have watched that video 5 or 6 times. So Helen, thank you so much for doing that. And I feel like I know you very well because I've been hearing your voice a lot lately, but it was very helpful, and she did a great job explaining how to do it. And that's what helped us through making this pillow. But I'll try to put some pictures up here as well of Andrew's dad explaining to me how to use the sewing machine. It took some time to get used to it. I did a lot of stitching on like test fabrics and things. But all in all, it was really good. So I'm keeping this one for sure with all of its flaws and all, just because I think it's super cute and I always want to remember my first pillow. So this was the test pillow, as you know. Now the real thing is what's next. And I'm super, super excited to share this with you. So this is a stitch I completed a while back, and it's a stitch of Winston, and I made this for my former roommate who still loves Winston and helps take care of him all the time. Actually, he came over for a few days and took care of Winston while I was on vacation, which was super helpful. And yeah, so I wanted to make it into a pillow for him, and here it is. Here is my little Winston pillow. So again, it's got the same fabric on the back. It's this nice, soft, smooth velvet, and I just think it turned out so good. I'm so happy with it. This one, we remembered to put the seam at the bottom, so I think it's a little bit less noticeable. Now, this pillow is not perfect by any means, but I could not be prouder or more happy with how this turned out. This fabric is just perfect for it. The fabric is just perfect for it, and it's this like nice soft fabric. I can't remember what the name of it was. Cali, I think it was the type of fabric, but it almost feels like it was made for a pillow. And so, yeah, I just love it. It's even better than the Ada, I think, on the other pillow. this was super fun to learn how to make. I did, my boyfriend's dad did the stitching on one side, and then I did the other 3 sides, and then I flipped it inside out. I stuffed it. I used the little corner thing to get it filled in the corners. And yeah, I'm just super happy with how this turned out. So I will be giving this to my roommate this week, and I hope he loves it. But here again is the Winston pillow. I'll try to get it straight for you. Sorry about the glare. But he's so cute. And I think the black fabric velvet just really works for it. So those are my 2 FFOs. That's what I was busy with on vacation, and it was so much fun. I definitely think I want to get a sewing machine. So that's going to be on my Christmas list this year. I really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. Okay, I don't know how far we're into this video, but it's got to be long. It's probably like, what, 20 minutes, 20 minutes or something, and you've barely seen any stitching. So let's get into the little bit of stitching I have done since the last time. So I had a new start on my vacation. I kind of love to have a new start while I'm on a trip, and it kind of reminds me, whenever I stitch on it, then I'll be reminded of the trip, and I kind of like that idea. So this time I chose to start Cabin Fever by Mill Hill, and that is this Buttons and Beads Autumn series. So Cabin Fever, sorry about the glare, that's a little better. It's just this cute little scene with some fish, a cabin, s'mores, a campfire, this little deer down here, marshmallows, leaves. It just felt very Tahoe to me, and kind of fall Tahoe. So I decided that will be my new start for the vacation. And to make it a little easier on myself, I did put all the floss on floss drops from the Mill Hill kit. I used all the called for floss, and the beads are still in here. I didn't get to any of the beading yet, but I just thought it'd be so much easier, and it was, to have these on floss drops. So yeah, that made it easier. And here is where I got to. So I was able to add 1,493 stitches, and I'm gonna need something to put behind this. I think this will work. So this is where I got to. Ooh, it looks good. I didn't realize I had that much done. So the fish in this corner here, they are completed except for a little bit of back stitching, and then there'll be beads there as well. Then the cabin here is basically done. I've got a few more colors to go in here. I think there's a few more fill-in colors there because this part is basically full coverage. And then I kind of just filled in the colors wherever I could with what was on my needle. Forgot the word. So really happy with how this turned out. The whole frame is stitched, and this part of the frame, the brown like border frame thing, that I was able to basically complete on the plane ride to California. So if you want a good plane stitch, take a Mill Hill. If you've got everything organized, and especially if you have one of these magnetic frames to kind of hold it with, it was such easy stitching on the plane because the holes are nice and big, and there's a lot of, at least in this one, there was a lot of block stitching, and the border was all just one color, so I was able to just kind of run with it and go. Made it super easy and really fun to stitch on the plane. But so I don't know when I'll pull this one back out. I don't have any plans as of now to pull it back out, but it's nice to have it started, and you know, who knows, maybe it'll sit till next year and I'll stitch more in Tahoe, or maybe I will pull it out at my next vacation, my next trip, and get a little more progress on it. But it was a lot of fun. I'm excited to get down here into the campfire, and especially the s'mores, because we almost always had s'mores every night at the hotel. They offer free s'mores from 7 to 9, I think it is, or 5 to 7, one of those two. And we always tried to be there for some more hour and roast some s'mores over the fire. But this is Cabin Fever by Mill Hill. Okay, that is my new start. So now let's get into my WIPS. and I've got 3 WIPs for you today. So not a lot, because on the vacation, that's the only thing I stitched on was cabin fever, and I've only been back about 5 days since then. So I don't have a lot of stitching, but I will show you what I've got done. So the first WIP I have is Stack of Pancakes, and this is from SammyStitches store on Etsy. And since the last time you saw it, I was able to add 538 stitches. So I'm now at 25.6%. I'll try to put a picture of what the completed pattern looks like, because since it's digital, I don't have... Actually, let me see if I do have it. Maybe I can just pull it up here. 1 second. Okay. So let's see if this works. So this is what it's going to look like in the end. And like I said, I'm 25% through, so I will show you where I'm at. And please don't mind all of the parched threads. I have been watching Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, a lot lately. Jen, hello. And if you're not watching her, definitely go check her out. Her channel is so much fun because I think she has over like 200 or 300 WIPs. And so you never know what's going to get called or what she's going to stitch on or what she's going to show in the video. And it's just so exciting. I love almost all the projects she has. I'm like, should I have 300 WIPs? But she's so like calm and cool about it and not bothered by it. I think I would be totally stressed out. But anyway, sorry, back to business. So the reason I'm bringing up Jen is because in all of her full coverage pieces that she's doing lately, she has been converting them all to diagonal stitches. And I think because I've been watching her a lot and I've been hearing her talk about diagonal, I thought, I want to try that. Let me see how that goes. So with my pancake stitch, I decided to try the diagonal. So you'll see here that I had the top part completed last time, and I started on this side here and kind of just worked the diagonals this way. So I started way up here in the corner and did that diagonal, and then I came down here and did this diagonal, and I'm now on the 3rd diagonal here. So that's why I've got all these parked threads, because they will come in eventually. But it's really exciting because now you're able to see not only the butter, but you can kind of see the syrup in these 2 little globs here. That's the syrup getting ready to drip over the stack of pancakes. And that was so much fun. So I've really enjoyed the diagonal on this because it's given kind of new life to the project, and I don't feel as stressed out by doing cross country like all the way across the pancake. I just focus in my diagonal, and that's what I do. Now I am doing cross country within the diagonal, so I'll show you my back, but it is really kind of messy, and I've been traveling a lot here, so this is pretty thick, but I really like how this is looking. I like how it's coming along, and yeah. So I will probably be pulling this out a couple more days this month and hopefully getting some more progress. But that is Stack of Pancakes by SammyStitches store on Etsy. I'm stitching this on a 22 count black Aida 2/1. I think that's right. Maybe it's a 20 count. I can't remember, but I'm definitely stitching 2/1. So they are very full stitches. You can see here that they're very full and look really plump, which I kind of like for this piece because I wanted it to be very full for stitching it on black. I didn't want there to be a lot of black sticking through. You will see that there's a few blacks or a few spots right in here that those are supposed to be black stitches anyway. So I may just not stitch those since I'm stitching on black. We'll see how it looks in the end, but I think I'm just going to leave those as is. Yeah. So that is my first WIP. Okay, my next WIP is The Kiss by Mirabilia. And this one will be coming out more... Sorry, I just dropped something. This one will be coming out more this month as well, but here is what it's going to look like. That is The Kiss by Mirabilia. And I'm stitching this on the called for fabric, which is a 32 count Apple Blossom by Witchelt. And I was so lucky enough to have someone gift me that fabric left over from when they stitched The Kiss years ago. And I'm just so happy. So since you last saw it, I was able to add 888 stitches, and I am now at 15.05%, which is pretty cool. So here is where I'm at on the scroll frame. Now, this might look a little different to you than the last time I showed it, and that is because the last time I was over here and I had stitched up the side border just briefly, just a little bit, but I was mostly working on the dress, which is all rolled up here. And so my goal was to get to the top of the piece, and then when I was at the top, I could just work top down and kind of go that way. So what I did this time was I carried this border all the way up to the top row and stitched that over here, and then started coming down the other side and also started filling in the top sky scene. So with this piece, the top section of this is full coverage. The whole thing is filled in. I think from about halfway down her dress all the way to the top. You'll see here, there is not any blank space from like here up. It's all stitching. So that's going to be the bulk of this piece. And I really wanted to get to the top. I really wanted to kind of start filling in and working my way down. So that's where I am. Here is hoping and praying and wishing and all the things that I counted correctly. And when I get down here and meet up the dress, it will meet up. We'll see. I recounted everything. I also had my boyfriend count for me. So when I was done this whole side, I asked him, can you count this? It was like 100 stitches, and I made him count it once or twice to verify that I was correct in my thinking. So here's hoping I did all of that correct, and it will meet up when I come down in the center. But this has been a lot of fun, and this will still be coming out this month, so you will see more progress on the kiss. But it's been really cool to see, now that I've been starting the border up here and kind of working my way down, it feels like I'm in almost a completely different piece. Because down here I was just stitching the dress, the folds of the dress, the pinks, the whites, now that I'm in the border and this top section with all these blues and kind of the scene of the background, it feels like I'm starting a new project. So it's kind of given me some more life, and I've just really been enjoying it. Yeah, even so the border is two colors. It's a brown and then a Krynic metallic. And I've even really enjoyed stitching that. It's kind of been easy stitching in the sense that it's just every other stitch and you can just go. You don't really have to look at the pattern that much other than counting, and it's been kind of nice. I really don't mind stitching with Krynic. I know, I said it. But yeah, so that is The Kiss by Mirabilia. Let me put this away. Okay, and my last WIP for the day is fan favorite SAGA by Long Dog Samplers. And I only worked on this one day since I've been back, but I had a lot of progress on it before I left, so I think I'm still caught up for my Leap Day Start Sal, Leap Day Long Dog Start Sal, whatever it is. I'm trying to finish it in 4 years, basically. But I was able to add 552 stitches, and I'm now at 15.91%. So let's bring it out. Okay, so I'm on this side. So you saw where it was last time, and this time I was basically able to add in this center, I don't know what this is, this little statue, clock, pole, arch, I'm not sure what it is, but there's like 4 of these in this row of arches that go across, and because they're just like one standing pillar, they don't have a story that goes with them. So those are the mini arches that I was talking about that won't have a story. But this is the one I worked on. So I think last time I had this part done and all this house over here. And so I carried this over the arch over, and I also stitched this center piece here. So I'll pull that in a little bit closer for you to see. It's really coming along nicely, and I'm very happy with it. So that is my update on SAGA. Pretty short and sweet this week, but excited to keep giving this progress. And I just love seeing how even dedicating just one day to it, I'm able to get that number of stitches in, and over the weeks see so much progress. It's been a really fun piece. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Vintage Country Mocha with Silks For You PR 207. And I think that's all I have to say about it. So that was SAGA. Now, that's all the stitching I've got for you. So kind of shorter this week. I will get back into the swing of things now that I'm back home and have more time to stitch and I'm not enjoying my vacation. But let's jump into plans a little bit. So my August WIP Go, I'll put a picture of my WIP Go board here, but August WIP Go, I had already completed one of the calls, and the second call was for the Chihuahua piece, which I wanted to make into a pillow. So that was completed as well on my vacation. And if you'll notice on my WIP Go board, I got my first bingo. And for my reward that I chose for that one, I was able to purchase a new kit. And for the new kit, I chose a Dimensions kit. And I went with this one called Glory of Autumn. Sorry about the crinkles, it's really loud, and sorry about the glare. I should have taken this out. But it is just a lovely fall piece. I love the colors in the trees. I love the scene with the little swans or ducks in the river, and just thought this would be really fun to stitch up and get started someday. So this was my treat to myself for completing my first bingo. That's the Dimensions kit. So that's also part of haul that I had. Then September numbers were called, and they were number 11, which is the Kiss, and you've already seen a little bit of progress on that. So my goal for that was to put in 2,500 stitches for the month of September. Like I said, I put in 888 stitches already, so I've got about 1,700 left to go, and so you'll keep seeing that this month. And the other WIP Go number was number 4, and that is La Capati by Bella Filipina Designs. And that will be a new start for me. I haven't started her yet. So the goal on her is to also complete 2,500 stitches. And I don't have her to show right now, but I was able to get her basically ready. So the fabric is steamed and ironed and ready to go. It's on my scroll frame. I found the center. I'm starting at the top center. I know exactly where I'm going to start. And she's ready to go. She just has to be started. So that will be coming this month as well. And those will be my two big kind of focus pieces for the month. So that kind of takes me into my 543 rotation as well. So I'm giving 5 days to La Capati since she is the new start. I'd like to give her a decent start and give her the time that she deserves. For my 4 days, I'm going to do The Kiss by Mirabilia because I think I will need the time to get in 2,500 stitches this month. Since we're already at the 10th, I don't know where this month is going, but it's going fast. And the 3-day rotation, I'm doing Stack of Pancakes. So I've already got 1 day in, and you will see 2 more days on that piece as well. And that's kind of my plans. Speaking of plans, looking forward to next year a little bit. I do plan on doing WIP Go again, but I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I am going to have a WIP Go board with all my projects, but I'm not going to put specific stitch counts assigned to each project. Instead, I'm going to have a tiny decision wheel that each month when 2 numbers are called, I will spin the wheel twice, and I'm going to put random numbers of stitches on this wheel, and it will randomly tell me how many stitches I need to put in for that project. So it won't be an assigned amount that I chose at the beginning of the year. It'll be kind of random, whatever pops up. And the reason I'm doing this is because I found that obviously I was really new to stitching and new to WIP Go last year. The goals that I've put, which I have been completing, so that's good, but they were pretty lofty. And a lot of times my WIP Go pieces take up my entire month because that's all I have time to work on to finish the goal. And yes, I do enjoy that, but I also want to have some flexibility to work on different projects and what I'm kind of feeling in the moment rather than spending the whole month just focused on those WIP Go goals. So the number of stitches on the wheel that I'm going to design will be a little bit smaller. I'm still going to have at least like 1 or 2 bigger ones that will surprise me when the month comes up, but it won't be every month that is taking up all my time on the WIP Go pieces. So more about that later. If you're interested, just message me and ask me whatever questions you have, but that's sort of my plans for next year's WIP Go. Okay, I am going to jump into haul now, I think. So I'm feeling still a little scattered. Yes, haul. Okay. So The first thing I want to share is when I bought the Dimensions kit for my WIPGO Win, of course I can't travel alone, and I picked up something completely random and something fun that I'm going to try eventually. This is my first needlepoint kit by Busilla. This is called Heirloom Bear. I just thought he was so cute. I've never done needlepoint before, so I have a lot of learning to do. But this is the full kit, so it comes with all of the floss that you need, and it also comes with the canvas back here that is pre-stamped with the pattern on it. And I don't know if it comes with a needle. It says a needle, and I don't think this is open, so it should be in there. We'll see what the needle looks like. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot. I don't know when I'll get it started, but I've been seeing so much needlepoint, and it really looks cool to me, and I thought, why not try it? So yeah, that's part of my haul. I also grabbed a pattern called Home Sweet Home Sampler, and this is by Cross Point Designs, designed by Janice Lockhart. Here's what that looks like. I think I'm in my camping phase. I just loved this. The bears down here, the cardinals. I really like this home scene with the autumn leaves and the trees. Even this border is really fun. So I thought this was really cute and wanted to have this and stitch it up sometime. So there's actually not that many. Let me see. Oh no, there is pretty many flosses in here. I thought it was a smaller amount, but it's not. So anyway, this is Home Sweet Home, part of my haul. Then I was enabled, as one is, but someone who, yeah, definitely enabled me to check these out. I won't mention any names. Wicked Cat Stitch. We were talking on Instagram one day, and she had posted about Night Stalkers Calling, how they were offering a sale on some of their floss. And I've never stitched with them before. And so I told her, I was like, oh, I've never stitched with them. And she's like, oh, they're having a sale. You should go check it out. So I was like, oh, I should. And I bought 4 flosses. So the colors I got were Cornucopia. It's this beautiful like red and a little bit of orange, purple. Then I got Mimosa, which is this lovely yellow variegated floss. I got Toxic Love. I have no idea what I will use this for, but I just loved all of these colors. So pretty. And this might be my favorite. This is Siren, and that is just a lovely, lovely blue variegated floss. It actually kind of matches. This necklace we got in Lake Tahoe, and it is in the shape of Lake Tahoe, and we just loved it because it was this like pretty blue color, but it kind of matches that. Now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, so I'm really excited to try these out. I don't have any projects in mind yet for them, but I will definitely be pulling these out where I can and giving them a shot. So thank you, Kat, for telling me about the sale and enabling me. Okay, the last piece, well, not the last piece of haul, second to last piece of haul I've got. I ordered my first banana oil fabrics piece. And if you don't know banana oil fabrics or banana oil, definitely go check them out on Etsy. I'll link her shop down below. Really, really great fabric dyeing job. It's so unique. Each piece is very, very unique. So it's not like you can buy the same piece over and over again. And I just love them. It'll be fun to kind of pick what to stitch on this piece. But she had posted a while back a piece that I loved the colors for, and of course it was gone within like minutes. So I had messaged her and just said like, if you ever decide to do this color scheme again, let me know. And while I was on vacation, she actually messaged and said like, hey, I've got one. Would you be interested in it? I was like, yes, of course. So this is a 28 count Lugana, and this is a fat quarter from Banana Oil. And here is the piece. Are you ready? How beautiful is this? It looks like the top of like the sun shining off the water. Oh, it's so pretty. I'll show you the other side just in case that's the side I decided to use. But it is just so beautiful. I love all of these colors. I kind of just want to hang this on my wall. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. I'm thinking this will go to a fancy lady, maybe. Can you see a Mirabilia on this piece? Can you see a Mirabilia on this piece? So I'm not sure. We'll see, but I absolutely love it. So yeah, that was a lovely, nice part of my haul. And the last thing I got was just two small things, and I found them on my trip and decided to turn them into needle minders. So the first one was, we went to a little mining, like gold mining, I don't know, museum kind of thing. And they had this as a necklace, and this is a little brown bear. And I thought, how perfect, because I saw a brown bear in Lake Tahoe on my trip. And so I turned it into a needle minder and just put a needle magnet on the back. And now I will have this cute little bear needle minder to put on my projects and remember the trip. I also got this, which was, I think this was also a necklace as well. It's hard to see. I don't know if it'll show up clear, but it says Sand Harbor, and that is where we always go to the beach in Lake Tahoe. And it is just one of my favorite spots in the world. It's so beautiful, so peaceful, and just, yeah, lovely. So I saw this and I was like, how perfect to always remember Sand Harbor while I'm stitching. And again, just turned this into a little needle minder, and I'll put this on one of my projects and always remember my vacation. So those were the two sort of souvenirs I got on my trip. And is that it? I think that might be it. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like I had so much to discuss today, and I didn't want to leave anyone out or forget anything. So I hope I covered it all. It's good to be back. I'm so glad to see you guys and spend some time with you again. It was really nice to have some time away, but also really good to get back. So keep running if you're a runner. Always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now. Until the next stitch.